The Compare app allows you to compare design geometry and model information between two revisions, duplicates, or using the original model. This allows you to select the model of interest and then choose a reference version as the point of comparison. Once these are chosen, a model tree is provided that outlines each subassembly and part that is either unique or shared between the two models, which is color-coded for every item. There's also a graphical view of the models overlaid on top of one another that compares the model geometry and color codes their differences as well. This graphical model can also be interrogated using the Measure tool and Section tool, ensuring that you understand the physical size differences between the versions of the design. In this lesson, I'll show you how to add a model and compare it to a revised version. Then I'll show you how to navigate the model's structure, including its colors and customizable information. Finally, I'll dive into the graphical view of the model and use the Measure and Section tools to get a better understanding of how the two versions compare to one another. To begin comparing designs, I'll be using this Lego worker that'll compare the initial geometry with a duplicated version that has some differing features. Right now I have a tab added in this dashboard that includes both a 3D space widget, where I'll grab the design I want to compare, and the Compare app in a widget on the right, where the comparisons will be made. If you want to create a tab like this in your own dashboard, you can drag in the Compare app, which is found under the north quadrant of the 3D compass in the apps below. The Compare app in this widget is divided into two sections, one where you drop the model you want to compare, and the other where you choose a revision or duplicate of the original as the reference point of comparison. To begin, I'll drag and drop the Lego worker shown here into the panel on the left. And the right panel says there's no revisions available. However, if I click on this icon to switch to viewing duplicates, there are a couple options available. I'll select this other one called New Version, and the widget loads them both and produces a list of features that are compared side by side. I'll maximize this widget to make it easier to see. Now you can see the model geometry appearing on the right, which reflects the differences shown in the lists on the left. You may notice that some of the geometry is colored orange and other geometry is colored blue. These are features that are a part of each design, where the orange features are included in the model shown on the left, which has an orange bar across the top of it. And the blue features are a part of the model shown on the right, which also has a bar shown above it that's colored blue to match. There are also some important color keys shown here at the top, which are displayed down below in the list view. The gray color shows features in geometry that are similar to one another, shown here in the center. The purple color indicates features that have been revisioned between the two designs, which is also seen in the center of the two down below, parallel to the gray color. In this case, there's also a red color indicating that certain features are included in the design on the left only. You can see this color down below in the center next to the hat feature on the left, which is reflected in the orange hat shown in the model geometry on the right. Each of these subassemblies and parts shown in the tree can be selected to show the graphics on the right. For example, if I select the hat shown below, only the hat is shown in the graphics view. If I also look at the head, I can scroll down in the list to select it, or I could alternatively use the up and down arrows shown here in the menu to go through each item. I'll click the down arrow a few times to move down to the head, which shows both orange features and blue features. The eyes shown on the face are included in the duplicated version of the Lego worker, while the nose and part of the mouth are included in the initial Lego worker geometry only. There's also two teeth showing that are colored in blue, indicating that they're included in the duplicate geometry. Now that you've seen the layout of the Compare app, I want to point out some of the other tools available at the bottom of the panel on the left. The first button next to the arrows toggles the list view. When I click on it, the geometry disappears on the right, and the list view takes up the entire view on screen. This can be helpful if you're focused more on the differences in model structure rather than the graphical differences. I'll click on it again to switch back to the view I was just in. The second button down below toggles the model properties on and off. When I click on it, another menu appears showing the properties of both models. This includes information such as the creation date, maturity state, and other important info. There's also a checkbox at the top that can be selected to show the differences only. This removes all the common information and only displays the information unique to each model, which is also color-coded in orange and blue. This button here allows you to toggle the compare status colors on and off. I'll leave it turned on to make it clear which colors have which meanings. With the properties still showing, I can click on this button here to customize which rows I want to appear. In the menu, I'm currently showing the default properties, which can be changed by clicking the drop-down and choosing Select Properties to display. As of right now, all of them are showing, but if I want to shorten the list, I can click a checkbox like Type to remove it from the properties list. I'll click Save, and you can see that the Type section is no longer showing. Another important aspect of comparing model geometry is being able to measure and section the design, so you can numerically evaluate the two models. If I click on the Tools tab here on the right panel, I can see the tools available below. So if I want to measure the outer diameter of the hat that was added, I'll first zoom in on the hat, then click on Measure, and then select that edge. This shows that the outer diameter of the hat is approximately 13 millimeters. Similarly, if I wanted to measure the total height of the head, I'd need to section the head so that I can select the top face. I'll enable the Section tool, which cuts through the head, then rotate the model a bit to make it easier to see, then select the Measure tool once again. Select the top face on top of the head, and the top face on the body that pushes up against the bottom of the head, which gives me a total height right around 11.5 millimeters. With all these tools available in the Compare app, you'll be sure to fully understand the differences between revisions and duplicates, both in model structure and in physical geometry.